Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm, of course, your host, Mega Mike the Movie Man. We have a super fun stream planned for y'all tonight. We are doing our goal wrap-up stream for 2024, and we're also comboing it with the startup stream too for 2025. So I can't wait to hear everybody's goals. You guys excited tonight? You guys did pretty good on your goals, I think, right?
Good.
Oh, yeah.
How'd you do, Tim?
So.
Yeah. How you feeling, KB?
Yeah, KB is not even paying attention. He's watching
Yeah.
Terrifier 3 in the background. He's like, that's
It's either that or you hear Terrifier 3.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. There it is. Yeah. I'm excited to go through it, see how we did.
All right. Well,
Like
we'll
seeing
just get right into this. We do have some people in the chat, so that's awesome with Adrian and Jeff
what's
and
up,
Movie
bud?
Hunter.
So
And Tiana, yes, Tiana Loves Movies
Tiana.
is here tonight. So that is pretty darn awesome. And why I do have a member that's popped into the chat, and this is going to be part of my goal, so I won't spend too much time on it right now, but I do want to encourage memberships in the new year to help grow the channel even more. So if you do sign up for some memberships tonight, let's set the goal at like 3 memberships or a combo with super chats. I'll be giving away maybe some Blu-rays, some giveaway codes. I got 4Ks. I always got so much stuff to give away. Nobody ever wants it, but if people want it tonight, I do have some good stuff, like I said. So if anybody's interested in that, we'll see where we get with our membership goal here tonight. But yep, awesome to have a member out there. But yeah, let's just get into our goal. So we'll do this round by round, and I guess I'll start because I'm in the first spot. So my first goal, let me check it too, just want to be sure. Oh yes, increase channel production. Yes, I do have lights in the background if you can see it. I got my little remote clicker and I can even turn it up a little bit, make it brighter. I don't know if that it kind of looks different on the small screen, huh? But anyway, I can change colors. Look at green. Ooh, yeah,
Very Christmassy.
red when I get angry for my rants, right?
Nice.
I got to keep calm. I got to keep it on blue, okay?
That's right.
But there we go. Yes, increased channel production with the lighting. I was not very confident that that was going to happen because I'm like, I don't want to learn something new and set something new up. And that's going to be a hassle. But I finally did it. I actually did it pretty early on. So that's awesome. So I had that for a lot of the videos this year. So what do you guys think? Do you think the lighting's good? This is the best it's going to get. I'm not going past this. So it's either it's good or not good.
No, I think it's good. I love it because I got trash like telling you to do that last time.
Oh, I love it. Hey, my fans can be a little bit,
yeah, that's all right.
Spirited, we'll say.
I was just trying to give Mike a little push, a little encouragement. I knew he really wanted it.
I'm always predicting pain, so that's why, you never know what's going to happen on these streams. But yeah, so check 1 for me. Got 1 goal done, so very happy for that. I know you guys are like, cool, you did it, Mike, whatever. We would have got nothing to say on it. Like, move on. Okay, Huck, what was your amazing first goal?
Well, I mean, simple. I already said good job. I mean, what do you want? I mean, it's just a light.
I got a special prize or something. I mean, what is...
I don't think any of these are that. Here's my huge one, Mike. I did Letterboxd a lot. So yeah, so my number 5 here is just I want to get on Letterboxd and be very productive over there. And so I created 4 lists this year, of extraordinary magnitude. Of course, I did one with all my Halloween movies, did like 32 of those in the month of October. I did all the movies I've seen in 2024. So I almost came in at 220. So I had 219 movies, which included other things I'm going to go over, but they also included movies I just watched for the first time and other things that I will talk about shortly. Let's say I also had my 52-week movie challenge list. I made that there, and my Billy Wilder list. So all those were to keep track of other things that I have coming up. So it was a lot of fun to stay on top of that just to see how well I was doing.
See, I'm not convinced yet on Letterboxd. I think about it every year. I'm like, am I going to do Letterboxd this year? I don't want to take that plunge because I'm like, and I have to really commit to it and I want to do it right. And I'm like, do I need another thing to do? That's just the time consumption.
Yeah, it's called your goal for next year. Do it.
Well, hey, if I get a high tier member tonight and they say, Megan, Mike, I'm becoming a high tier member and I want you to start Letterboxd and keep to it this year because of that, I'll do it. I got no problem with that. So we'll let the fans speak on that goal. That'll be a bonus goal.
Okay.
But that's good. So you had a good time with Letterboxd then.
I really did. Like I started getting into it the year before, which I was really happy about. And then this, I'm telling you, and it was actually very key for me. And KB, I think Tim, you used it too. It was really important for me in keeping track of these other goals that I'll bring up later. And so it was huge. And so just going to it every day, seeing like, oh, did I put that in there? And now I can look at it and see how well I did for that year because I stayed on top of Letterboxd. So for me, yeah.
It takes a lot of dedication that I don't feel like it's almost kind of like a Spotify where like you're dedicating, this is my app I'm using for this. You know, people get Spotify Wrapped, you get that Letterboxd Wrapped on you watched this much of this actor and stuff. People strive for that stuff, but if you don't dedicate to it, the stats don't really equal out what you truly did. I don't have that in me.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk for a brief moment before you get demonetized here, but for me with Letterboxd, it's I'm such a geek. When I go to see a movie, I want to see the other cast members. I want to see honestly what my friends thought about it after, while I'm sitting there with the credits rolling, if I'm at home or in the theater. And that's what I use it for. So then sometimes I just put in a quick ranking. Sometimes I just use it as a diary, hey, finally cracked open that 4K, blah, blah, blah. And then I could go back and add a review later on if I want to. My friend who's sitting in front of me is giving the thumbs up because he's a patron member. So he definitely believes in Letterboxd as well. All right, I'm going to mute so you don't get demonetized.
Well, what's funny is KB mentioned about the using for, the cast and all that. I diehard use IMDb. Every single movie. Every single movie. Yeah. I'm constantly looking up who is that I recognize that person, or every movie I always read the trivia. I love the trivia.
Oh yeah, me too.
IMDb. So yeah. So I guess I use an app, but I use IMDb, which I'm doing no input. I'm just consuming the information.
And I just use Wikipedia, and anybody can write anything on there, but that's what I use. If I want to see the filmography of somebody, I'm like, Google pops up Wikipedia first for me. That's what I use.
Yeah, I definitely do the combo for Tim and KB, like both. Like I use I do love like KB. I read your reviews all the time, especially if it's a movie and I see the three little lines. I'm like, oh, what did KB say? All right, we're in sync on that one. But for me, IMDb is definitely where I dive into like the cast and when the release date was and all that nerdy stuff and the trivia. So
yeah. Because then you could get like the technical aspects and all that, you want to know like how did they shoot it, where the production was, all that stuff. So yes. And my friend just added through text, keep a record of all personal awards as well. So like list, I'm a big list person. So this movie goal thing is just like my list of 11 other lists. So that's what I'm big on with Letterboxd.
And so, Huck, were you writing full-on reviews here for all your movies, or were you just like starring them?
For a good bit, I starred every single one of them. Everything I did this year, I starred them, and whether liked them or not. And then I would say maybe 50% I left a review on stuff that was really like Strange Darling. I wanted people to see that, so I wrote something on that. Here was so different and original. I wanted people to hear about that. And then sometimes though, like The Faculty, I might have wrote about Faculty. I watched that in my like horror time. I was like, oh my God, that was so good. And then just chimed in like, this is going to be a new favorite of mine. So things like that. But yeah, not all of them, but like 50% maybe.
Well, very good. So we check off that goal then?
I definitely checked that goal off.
All right, Tim, you're up. Can we check off right now here?
I mean, I could check off the goal. I actually checked this goal off earlier in the year, but it's not in a good way. It was watch the Lord of the Rings, and I watched one Lord of the Rings and said, screw this franchise. I don't want to watch anymore.
That was it.
So boy. It's checkmarked in that I tried it. It ain't me.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I love that franchise, but if it doesn't do it for you right away, it's really that same flavor the rest of the movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if the first one ain't gonna work for you, the rest probably won't either. You know, it's just
Yeah.
genre taste at that point. But I love those movies, man.
Yeah, you gave it a
He
swing.
likes so many other stuff. It's okay if he doesn't like Lothar. You know, there's
No,
so many
Tim
other things
like
that he loves.
everything I like. Okay.
That's what makes variety.
That's right.
All right. KB.
Okay, so my first one was to do the 52 weeks challenge, like Huck and also Mika were doing. I just went for 50%, and I couldn't hit that. I started off strong. I was going like 12 weeks in a row, and then I can't remember what the challenge was, and I was like, "Oh, I'll get to that. I'll get to that." And then I looked the following Tuesday, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't get to that." And then it was like a week and another week.
Yep.
I ended up with 20 when I was going for 26. So I fell short of my goal, but I did try it, and it was fun. I got to see some movies I haven't seen in a while and a couple of new ones. Like I checked out Rollerball.
Oh, that's
Oh,
so good. The original?
Yeah,
Oh, it's so good.
nice.
so good. So good. So I really enjoyed the things that it helped me get into, but I wish I had hit my goal.
And KB, were you doing the same list that Meek and I were doing? Okay, cool. I want to talk to you then. I want to talk to you like about. So
Okay,
have-
I'm gonna say goodbye to my friends, and I'll be back.
okay, all right. Let's move on,
Oh
Mike.
man, I want to talk rollerball. I feel like.
Yeah, rollerball. Gotta
Did you guys
revisit
see that
one.
movie before? Or?
I have not.
I saw it a while ago, a long time ago, and I
Yeah.
remember thinking it was pretty badass. But old brain. I'd have to rewatch it to get the juices flowing again. But
I saw it for the first time with the is it Keen? I think it's Kino, right? The 4K.
I think so.
Yeah. I dug
Or is
that.
it? Or is it Scream Factory?
I don't know. It could be Scream. It's one of the boutique labels. I don't remember which one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like I was considering it in a sale, and I'm like, wait, was it? I feel like it was Scream Factory, but I don't know.
It could be. It could be. It's one of those. Ooh, it was so good though.
Yeah. Nice. So
Well, speaking of so good, we got Fish here.
Oh, let's hear it, Fish.
Hello everyone, Fish here.
Hello.
Hi Mike, hi gang, how are we doing?
Good.
Happy New Year everyone. Well, I am here to update you on my goals of 2024. I had a lot of stuff going on in life, so I didn't do so hot on these, preoccupied with other things. So first off, going to the movies. I did go to the movies. I did see some stuff. Well, this year, new stuff. I got to see Wicked, which was beautiful, wonderful. I absolutely loved it. Got to see Challengers. Really, really liked that movie a lot. But like I said, I didn't go as consistently as I would like to. My car broke down this year, so I had to change up my schedule at work, both jobs. So I'm working more at the restaurant to make a little more money, and not having to drive so far to the theater. So with that, I had to forego going to the theater. I'm using Uber and Lyft to get to the theater sometimes. So that kind of cut down on me wanting to shell up money, even though I get tickets for free. It's just the fact that, I'm trying to save money for the car. So that was kind of expense that kind of went by the wayside a little bit. So going to the movies was not that consistent, but I did go see some stuff. So that was a slightest little check mark on that one. I did hit all the goals, but the consistency with the goals is not so great. Next.
There you go. All right. Well done, Fish. He did. Yeah, he got out there.
Yeah, I saw some movies, so that's very good. I wonder though, because Fish also works at the theater, right? I wonder if he could see like a movie before going to his work or like even after. I mean, that's a long day, of course. You're working and then you have a movie with it. But maybe, I don't know. I feel like I lived at the theater this year, so I don't know.
Yeah, you did, Mr. 90+ movies at the theater.
No, I was so pissed, man. I wanted to hit 100 movies, and I hit, I think, 95 at Regal and maybe 1 or 2 at another theater, but I didn't hit 100. And so I was very disappointed in myself. Very disappointed.
Lame.
I might be stretching it to say I watched 5 in the theater.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's one of my goals, so I will wait until I'm coming back around to share that. Not quite, 90? 91?
95 at least for Regal.
I know.
Not quite there. not quite there.
Oh my God, no.
And the
Let's see
theater
how you do
staff
with that
still
baby,
doesn't know
Mike.
me.
I
What?
was about to say
Let's see
that's
how you
going
do
to
with that
change.
baby, Mike. You
Oh
know,
yeah, oh yeah. Oh, the baby's seen 2 movies so far this year, and she's a month old,
it's
so
almost
she's
as
seen
much
2
as
movies.
Tim.
I know, right? The
Yeah,
one
she's-
month has seen as much as me.
Yeah, she saw Moana 2. She saw
Yeah.
Mufasa. She loved both of them, so that was very well. She liked Moana 2 better than Mufasa. She started getting upset at Mufasa, but Moana 2 was very good.
I have such a hard time. Like they hit disc so fast that I can't bring myself to go much anymore. I really can't. Even I found myself I've digitally did the like $25 rentals a couple of times at the house because it ended up being cheaper for 4 of us to watch it,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
still got to see it like 3 weeks after release. I'm like, I don't feel like going to the theater.
It's not worth
Yeah.
it. It's not worth it.
See, I love the big screen. I love the loud
Right,
sound
Adrian.
system. See, I love, and the subscription pass. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, so much value. If you see at least a couple movies a month, it pays for itself. So at the
Definitely.
rate I went, I saved thousands of dollars. I'll take it.
Thousands.
All right, awesome. Well, that's very good for our first round. So
Nice.
yeah, I think we all, pretty much got there. At least tried on that first goal. So that's good. That's good. All right, so we're on round 2 here. Round 2. Let's see my next goal here. Just double checking. Oh, okay. A goal. I don't think I fully accomplished it, but I attempted it. But I am done with the set of directors. I can say that finally. The Coen brothers. I tried. Not the directors for me. Man, the straw that broke the camel's back. My recent Criterion pickup of Blood Simple. It was a little too simple. I mean, come
Not the
on,
blood.
it's literally like No Country for Old Men, but worse. It's the same dang movie, but slower pace, and just it's like I'm over this. I'm done with them. Like I just they don't work for me. I still don't get them
Yeah.
fully. Even their great Fargo, I'm like, yeah, it's good enough, but the plot's so simple. I'm just like, I've seen other people do this better. It's like they're a wannabe Quentin Tarantino or something, It's just I'm over the Coen brothers. So, but I tried. I saw a couple of their movies more, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good on them.
Does that fire you up, Tim?
No, I mean different strokes. I agree though that like their stories are they're not complex. They're purely they're a dialogue duo. Like they're like an Aaron Sorkin movie. Aaron Sorkin movies aren't complex in the slightest, but it's purely about the dialogue. That's kind of how I look at the Coens.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was just watching the special features too on Blood Simple, and even they were talking trash on their movie. They're like, "Yeah, we didn't use the right camera lenses. We didn't know what we're doing." I'm like, well, I mean, if you guys don't like your movies, then I
And you're like, I feel the same way.
But yeah, I tried on them, but I am done with them, so that's good.
Well, fair is fair.
Oh yeah.
you
Oh, and
wanna
then
watch
Drive
Blood
Away
Simple.
Dolls. Oh my gosh. Took my mom to see that one in theaters. That was a bad choice. That was not a good choice on that one. So
Oh,
Davey.
Drive Away Dolls is pretty bad, and that is not a watch it with your mother movie.
I know, like literally my old Catholic mom. Like that was not the movie for her.
Oh, Mega Mom. Poor Terry.
You guys gotta
I
learn.
didn't know. I'm like, okay, there's dolls in here. She does collect dolls, so maybe this works. And
Oh my
no,
God!
it
Watch the
didn't
trailer
work. It did
first.
not work.
That's like taking my 17-year-old niece to see Poor Things.
Oh god, good thing.
Know your audience. Oh my God. That's
Oh
funny.
wow. All right, Huck. How'd
Oh,
you do
my-
on your next goal?
This is hilarious. All right, so I'm going to sort of roll in a little bit what you're talking. So, which is also the next one up I didn't go in any particular order, just the order I want to present them. And that is the Regal card. I bought it the year before, at the end of the year. Didn't really use it much. So my thing was, let's use it at least twice per month so I get value out of it. And I ended up seeing 45 movies in the theater. So for me, that's a big win, because I was thinking I was going to see 24 to make it worth it. Also, not having a job, I'm like, well, I'm at home. Let's just go on a Tuesday. I'm just going to go to a movie. So I saw 45 movies, and some real standouts for me. It was the Christopher Reeve. I actually got to see Superman in the theater, and that was a hard one to get. I mean, it was only out for like a week. And my God, as a Chris Reeve fan, I was ball. I knew it too. You should have seen me, y'all. I took 7 napkins in with me. I said, I know at some point I'm going to bawl. And it was there the whole time. It was beautifully made. I don't know how many people saw it. Mike, I know you saw it. KB,
So
yeah.
good.
I mean, it's beautifully made. I liked it. It doesn't go very linear, kind of bounces back and forth, but it's never confusing. It was absolutely stunning. A movie like Here with Robert Zemeckis, nobody talks about Here. And it was absolutely one of the most unique film experiences I've had in the cinema. It's like nothing like it. It's all done from one frame, one perspective, the entire time. And it sounds boring to even describe it. Like I couldn't even tell somebody and try to make it sound great, but it was excellent. Strange Darling, something I always talk about. This great little thriller that was very quiet. Also, could barely find that. It was on the way out, and I found it. It was one theater 25 minutes away that I finally found it. Love that. Love talking about that. And then even something as simple as Transformers 1, because I went because my daughter was going to go. I'm like, all right, I have to kill some time. And it was very fun and very enjoyable. So a lot of spectrum, a lot of different things that I got to experience in the theater because of that card. And that is a check.
Yeah, that pass is so good. Oh my gosh. And Here is so amazing. Every time I hear somebody bring up Here, it's always negative stuff. So it's good to hear some positives there.
It might be one of those that plays better on the theater than it does on TV, which is, I think, how most people saw it at home, like via Apple TV or whatever, Apple TV Plus. So it probably played better in the theater than it did at home.
Did y'all see Here, KB or Tim?
No.
Oh, I can't wait for you guys to see it. It really is an experience. Like I feel like the Oscars are going to come and not even recognize this film, but it's so and you want to say cinematography, but it's like, oh, but it's just a lockdown. I mean, and editing. Oh, let's not get into that. It might be one of my movies, Mike. So,
I mean, the technology just was so impressive. Like visually, how they were able to bring in different times, like within the one set. Like you have to see it to understand it. It's really creative.
Like you're not bored. Oddly enough, you're never bored. When you're just doing a lockdown, you're like, oh my God, really? This is such a gimmick. But there's all these gimmicks like, oh, I want this to be like a long one shot, like Gravity or Birdman. But those are really good. So you have to be on board with the gimmick. As long as you're on board with this gimmick, I was never bored with those, and I wasn't with this.
All right, Tim. Next goal.
Simple one that I theoretically accomplished. But watch more Silent Era, which I did watch a little bit more. I like dialogue.
I agree.
I like spoken dialogue. I have a hard time getting into silent. I try and I don't know.
Tim loves talkies.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
I try. So.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Can't do this.
What are some you saw, Tim, that you gave a shot?
Oh, I can't remember the title name. I'd have to pull them out. There are DVD copies mostly. Stuff I've picked up at like dollar stores and stuff like that. One was a Mae West, I believe, from like.
Oh wow, she did silent movies. Wow,
she's early on.
Dude, I did not realize she was that far back.
Yeah.
Did you check out Nosferatu? At least go with a banger, like a classic. Did you try?
I've seen the original Nosferatu before.
Okay, so didn't need a repeat. Yeah.
I
I get you. Me with westerns.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not against silent.
It's just not your bag, baby.
No. I like right when they start doing talkies.
Yeah.
That's
Love
singer
it.
and on.
All right, KB.
All right, I'm also going to go out of order because since we're talking about this, I had one that said, make better use of my AMC A-list membership, see more movies in the cinema than I did in 2024, which is I saw 28 last year. This year I saw 30 at
Yes.
AMC. But I also started going to the theater that hosts the film festival that me and Rad Pack went to 2 years ago. They're coming back, I think. We're trying to get Garrett to also come back, but Justin and Mel will be there. And I added another 23 onto that. So
Oh,
altogether between the two theaters, I more than doubled what I saw last year. So, or in 23. So definitely crushed that goal.
dude, great job, KB.
Yeah, I not 95 or whatever, but you know,
This guy, he's in a whole league of his own.
yeah. I definitely want to make more and more use of it because it is when you pay for the membership, it just makes sense to go as often as you can. And it's not even a matter of availability for me, it's just getting there sometimes.
Yeah.
And then when I'm there, I'm like, well, it's Thursday and I could go 3 times a week and it resets tomorrow. Let me go and see another movie. And I end up doing a lot of double features that way. So I also, especially at Screenland, caught a lot of movies this year that had limited engagements. So we were talking before with my friends when they were here about some of the movies that just come and went so quickly. I mean, any movie these days, if it doesn't do well or if it's, a independent or a smaller film, it doesn't last long in the theater. And hey, some of the big films don't last long if they don't perform first box office weekend. So
True.
yeah, just a lot of great films that I enjoyed, especially horror films. Like I keep talking about Oddity, having a chance to see it on a big screen, and Sting was fun for an arachnophobia kind of movie, and then Infested was just like all out creepy for another spider movie. So it was nice, and I had an opportunity to see each one again on at home, and it's not the same effect. So it's really the theater experience. And I hate when I hear people talking about having bad theater experiences because I really don't have that. And I have quite the opposite. So that's why I started going to Screenland. It's like 35 minutes away from my house, whereas AMC, there's like 3 of them within, a 50-minute vicinity. But I enjoy going up there because it's movie lovers. And, you don't have a bunch of little kids and snotty teenagers making a lot of noise and commotion. You're just, there's a bar, so you might have some commotion, but it's movie lovers and they're there and they're educated. And then we also have guests like, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I met Heather Langenkamp back in April and she signed my Elm Street street sign and all that stuff. So opportunities like that is really cool versus, like going to like your chain place and just having to deal with all the elements that's driving people away from the theaters, including $10 popcorn. So. Yeah.
Man, all the movies you listed, KB, I didn't see any of those.
I know.
So
I didn't hear
they
any of
didn't
those.
last
movies,
long, but
yeah.
definitely out of all of them, see
Yeah.
Oddity. Oddity is fun.
Yeah, I
Oddity
totally
is
missed
so
that
good.
one.
And it has a
But-
great clip too, embossing.
Nice.
But yeah, the theater experience I think is great overall. Yeah, you'll have issues once in a while, but out of all the times I went, like I said, I went like 95 times. Maybe I only had issues 3 times that
That's
were
good.
like, okay, this is annoying. So majority of the times I really haven't had much issues, but it could be where I'm at too. Like there's not many people that go to my theater, and my theater's 5 minutes away. So that's why I go so often. It's
Oh,
like
wow.
really right there.
I would do the same.
See, mine is still cell phones that light up. It just, I can be as focused as I want to be on the screen, but it can be 2 rows down and to the left. And I'll go like, and it's so bright. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why? Just,
Yeah.
I think they do, like, to maybe make the experience better, do what the ArcLight used to do, is just have an employee come in right before it starts and go, your film's about to start, ladies and gentlemen, hold up your phones and put them on silent. Ready? Okay, great. Thank you. Have a good show. Just something.
Yeah.
But, but people just was like, are you at the movies? Oh, well, anyway. It's the
Yeah.
one thing I wish wasn't there.
And if they really wanted to take it seriously, which they won't because of the cost, I would have a designated security guard for every single theater that's checking that throughout the whole time, not come in every hour or two, because then, of course, they'll leave and then they'll go back on their
Of
phone.
course.
But
Yeah.
have a designated person there and to help with questions too, like different things like just emergencies, basic safety procedure stuff. You think every theater would have that these days, but they're so cheap and they're like, oh, cut costs. But you'll make more money if more people come to the theater. So how about let's make a better experience? But they never think that way. They're just like,
You
cut
say
costs.
that until they want to kick you and Anna out for having a
Ah.
loud baby.
No, so my baby is very good in the movie. It's like Moana 2 slept all the way through the movie. Not
Mhm.
one noise. Mufasa, when she got a little bit fussy, Anna took her out of the theater for 10 minutes, brought her back, perfectly fine. So I don't have issues with people bringing babies and kids to the theater, but when they get a little fussy, just take them out, handle the business, then bring them back when they're ready. To me, the problem is when you get a kid that starts going crazy, running around the theater, screaming, and the parent does nothing. The parent just sits there and lets that happen for 2 hours. To me, that's the issue. So it's like you got to know your kids, you got to know how to handle stuff. So to me, that's on the parents. So like there's just those kind of parents these days.
Yep.
That's how it goes.
What about Fish? What else you got?
Oh yes, let's see how Fish do.
Hitchcock. I did watch some Hitchcock this year. I got to watch The Man Who Knew Too Much with Jimmy Stewart and Doris Day. That was fantastic. I really enjoyed that one. I did not know Que Sera Sera came from that movie. Whenever I think of Que Sera Sera, I always think of Heathers. So to see where that song originated from in the movie that originated in was awesome. So I got to watch that. I rewatched Rope. I watched North by Northwest, which kind of coincides with two of my goals. So I did do some Hitchcock, but not as much as I wanted to. So next was Cary Grant. So Cary Grant, Alfred Hitchcock. I did, like I said, North by Northwest. I watched a couple others. Bringing Up Baby was fantastic. I really enjoyed that. Him and Katharine Hepburn. I usually think of her as a serious actress. So to see her in something so fun and
she's very
such
comedic.
physical
I love that
comedy
movie.
and so slapsticky was really, really great. I enjoyed that very much. To see them do comedy was wonderful. Also, Arsenic and Old Lace. Watched that a
Hilarious.
couple of times actually this past year. That was a lot of fun as well. Penny Serenade, more of a drama. So I did okay on my Cary Grant, but not, like I said, consistently like I wanted to. Next, Natalie Wood. Like I said,
Are you going through all of
them?
Oh, I didn't know. Were those separate goals?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Yep. We will pause there. Then I didn't know if it was like all the classic things.
Yeah, I was wondering that too. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It just happened to coincide with Cary Grant, Hitchcock.
Nice poster, KB.
Hmm?
Your Hitchcock poster.
Oh
nice.
yeah, always over my shoulder.
Yeah. It's a good company.
All right, let's see. Number 3 here for me. So just double checking. Okay, yeah. So I did not meet this one. So it might come back for my new goals for this year. But watch all Best Picture winners. I did not do that. I got a few more in, but I think I'm like 20 something away. So I still have some work to do. A lot of the like really classic ones I need to go back to. So we'll get there. But
Pretty
I don't know.
impressive though. You're talking almost 100 years worth of movies. So
Yeah.
almost 100 movies. That's a lot.
Yeah, but I will not do the silent ones. So if there's any silent ones in there, I will not.
There is.
The first one, Wings.
Oh, I did see that one, and that one was not for me. So I tried the artist, and I couldn't do it. After 5 minutes, I had to shut it off. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't.
dog was
Life's too short. But yeah, so there you go. Have you guys seen all the Best Picture winners? Have you guys done that
no.
before?
No.
I've seen a majority of them because about a decade ago I went through the movies, the AFI top 100 movies, and a lot of them are Best Picture winners. And then I also did the updated list, which was like another 27 movies. So I went through, I would say about 75% of them, but there's like little pockets that I missed out on. But I do. The matter of fact, once again, my friend who was just here, he collects the Best Picture winners, so he has every single one of them. Yes, including Coda. So it's kind of cool to have a collection of just all the Best Picture winners on physical media. So
Oh man, I would love if they did like a complete box set. I know it's like impossible with all the different studios involved, but if
Mhm.
there's some way they could do just okay, these are all the Best Picture winners, 4K. Heck, I'll take Blu-rays of all of them. I don't care, but just a whole set all together. Oh man, that would have been so cool. Wow.
logistics nightmare.
I know. I know. All right, Huck.
All right. So the third one I have here is I wanted to get some industry people on my channel and do some nice streams with them, or just some people in general that I've been wanting to do streams with. Now I didn't do a lot, but I did accomplish the goal. So I had a group of friends. My friend Gary, he and his filmmaker cohorts came on for Somewhere to Run the earlier part of the year. And then I had them back on in the latter part of the year to sort of see what they were up to, how it was progressing. And that was actually really fun. I actually liked part 2 even better than part 1, just to see what the steps are, what gets in the way, what slows filmmaking down, why haven't they started, what's working, all those things that we kind of take for granted just watching movies. But when you're trying to put one together, it becomes a real beast. And then the other one was this guy, Dan Monroe, who has a channel called Movies, Music, and Monsters. It's something I absolutely love. He does deep dives into really great pop culture things. And I just stumbled across this thing. And in 1 year, just because of this niche that he created, he exploded from like 100 subscribers to 110,000 subscribers. Like, like incredible, like, progression. And so I'm like, dude, I love how you did that. So come on and I'd love to talk to you and talk to your fans and let them get to know about you and what you're all about. And I even met him, and he came out to Comic-Con, or the LA Comic-Con, I should say, recently in October, whatever it was. And I got to meet him just before he left. So that was super fun. And so I didn't get to do a lot, but I did accomplish the goal. So that's
Nice.
That's awesome. Do you have more like that planned for this year, Huck?
I'll get to that when we get to the goals.
Okay. Wow, I'm excited. A little teaser right there.
Yep.
Very nice. All right, Tim.
All right. So this one I did not complete. I wanted to collect an entire filmography for an actor or an actress I really love on physical media. I didn't want to do like, I technically have all of James Dean with the whole I'm not counting that filmography. I want like Bruce or Audrey Hepburn, and I'm over halfway on like both of them, but I'm not there yet, and I haven't made enough. I still have a lot. Like the Audrey Hepburn has some really rare out of print titles. Like The Unforgiven is an over $100 title.
Oof.
Yeah. So I've got work to do on both of them. So, not complete.
A goal is not a failure; it's a
Yeah.
target.
Yeah, I like that. Now, who did you end up getting more of, Tim? Were you focused on one over the other? Was it Audrey or Bruce?
I was just kind of buying them as I came across
as
them.
you found them. And are you cool with some of those are DVDs?
Oh yeah, I mean specifically, some of them only have DVDs.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, Audrey has a chunk that are DVD only. Bruce has some that are VHS only.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, I clicked off a couple of those, but yeah, I mean, like I had this for a video, but this thing is VHS only.
Oh yeah, I know you love that.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've done it twice with directors. I've done it with Hitchcock and I've done it with Scorsese. And I finally decided to pick an actor, and I'm doing Denzel. And you would think, okay, how long has he been around? Since the late 70s. And like you said, a majority of his movies are stuck on DVD, maybe some out of print Blu-rays. But then every once in a while, you will get like Vinegar Syndrome's bringing out Virtuosity. And it's like, okay, I guess I could get that because the Blu-rays, there are 2 Blu-rays for that. They're both out of print. So if I
Yeah.
want, I got to get a Vincent for it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Great choice though, and someone to collect for.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's titles, maybe not so much as older stuff from when he was younger, but like, I mean, I have most of it already, like the Training Days and the Glories and the John Q's and Inside Man stuff, but it's getting more of the older stuff, like the Mighty Quinn and all that stuff. So the earlier Denzel, when he actually did comedy as well. You can't imagine it. You see it in Gladiator 2 and you're like, he did comedy? Yeah, he did.
Right.
And so how would you if you were doing the filmography, would you aim for the TV stuff as well, or purely just the movies?
Feature films. I would
Just
start
feature
there.
films?
And maybe once that's complete, maybe I will dive into it because then you have, what was that he was on? St. Elsewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, collecting that, it's kind of like he's part of an ensemble. So it's not like you're going to see him like you would if he's like the main actor in a movie. So I'm just thinking right now feature films first and foremost because there's some ones that, once again, it's very hard to get, and I might even have to break out the VCR for some of them. So
yeah, because for Bruce specifically, TV is a big part of his career, and there's a lot of I have no Xena. He's in a lot of Xena.
Yeah.
He's in Hercules. Like I have a lot of oddball TV stuff that I don't have that he's been in.
Yeah.
And even Audrey Hepburn, super early in her career, some TV, but some of it I don't even think is like available at all.
But you have a majority of Audrey already, right? I would say like 60, 65%.
I'd have a pretty fair chunk. I don't know about the percentage because her filmography is not really that large as a whole. But I would say probably like 60% sounds right.
And that's just for me knowing some of your stuff. So I just have to imagine from there.
And I still want to say thanks to Tim for getting me into Audrey, because this was kind of the year I got exposed to her and just had a field day with her. And I'll get to some of the things I got, like Roman. Yeah, nice. I have that same set. I love that set. But like Roman Holiday was the first one I watched, and instantly I was in love. I was like, oh my God, she's so good.
That's a great starting point.
Yeah. This is unrelated to Audrey specifically, but I also love Marilyn Monroe along with tons of other people. But tomorrow I got into cards recently again. I used to be huge into cards, but I got a box set coming that it only has like 15 cards in it, but in it you could get cut autos from Marilyn Monroe along with like a lipstick, a napkin that she actually, put her, lipstick to.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit. If they did that for Audrey as well, oh my God.
Nice.
I would love that because her autograph is insanely expensive.
All right. KB, did you go over your goal? Was the Denzel Washington part of your
goal?
No.
Oh. I was just mentioning that. My next goal was, and I could mark one for the year of 2025, was host at least 10 movie nights in the media room, which is what we did tonight. So I started doing this thing called Movie Dinner Movie. I think it's pretty easy to describe what happens there. And I would just invite one or two people over and we'd watch a movie, share a meal, watch another movie. And I happened to do that 8 times. The goal was 10, but I did it 8 times.
That's great.
Like I said, it's not a failure, it's a target. So I think that's pretty good. And the whole thing is everybody came, they had a good time, they enjoyed the meal, the libations, and the movies as well. But to share a quick memory, my friends who were just here came over when Cameron's 3 movies came out. So we watched the Aliens 4K together. And we ate, and then he was bringing the other movie, and he brought the original Benji from 73, whatever that was, and had my 2 dogs down here. And my dog Lando went crazy. See a dog And I mean, he sat and watched the whole movie, getting up a couple of times like kids do, and he was running up to the screen and trying to interact with the dog. But it had us cracking up that he was like more into the movie than we were,
That's
just to
funny.
see a dog like him on the big screen. So he likes movies. The other one likes sports. Go figure.
That's great.
That's awesome. That was a great goal because you get to share your joy of movies with others. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Fish.
Watched The Last Married Couple in America with her and George Segal. That was a really fun one. It's got a great cast in that. So I suggest checking that out if you've never seen it. Kino Lorber has a Blu-ray if it's still available. But that was a lot of fun. Basically, they're the last married couple that they know. It's in the 80s. Everyone around them's getting divorced, moving on with relationships and stuff, and they're still together. And so that was a lot of fun. I did buy some other Kino Lorber titles with Natalie Wood in them, but I just didn't get around to checking them out. And lastly, Foreign.
All right. So Natalie Wood, right? Is
Mhm.
Yeah, sound like
Natalie Wood, Cary Grant, and Hitchcock. Those were his second, third, and fourth goals.
I'm like trying to think Natalie Wood. I don't know if I've seen a Natalie Wood movie.
Have you seen James Dean movies?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
She was in one of them.
the original Miracle on 34th Street. Little girl.
Little girl.
Gotcha. I know I'm terrible with like actresses' names. Like I'm just
West Side Story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, that was good. Everybody did pretty good that round too on their goals. So that's excellent. All right. So we're on our fourth round here. Just double checking my goal. Oh, one of mine, I guess, is the same as Fish's. So I was going to go more Hitchcock movies as well. And I did see some more Hitchcock movies. And now I can say I'm done with Hitchcock in a good way. In a good way. He's still one of my favorite directors. But I feel like I've seen the best Hitchcock has to offer. So I don't need to keep diving into the well. Like I tried some of that silent era stuff. And I'm like, that's not really the Hitchcock for me. So I'm good. I'll stick with like Rear Window and that type of stuff. So yeah, I'm good. I feel like I've seen plenty of Hitchcock movies now. I forgot what the number was. I know it was above 20. So I felt like I've seen a good amount. So happy with that.
Cool.
All right. I know everybody's like, cool. Same goal.
More
I
Hitchcock.
know, it's
Yeah.
not that exciting.
I'm just staring at the Psycho poster behind Tim.
Yeah, Psycho's good. Yeah.
Nice, right?
I love
That is
that.
cool, man.
That's
But Rear
one of my
Window-
favorites. The Italian landscape one is my favorite.
Yeah, Rear Window is still my favorite though. That's the first one I started with, and that is still my favorite. So yeah,
It's a good one.
Oh, love Rear Window. Yeah,
Oh, so
masterpiece.
darn good. Mhm. All right, how about you?
Well, I'm going to keep going with the whole filmmaker thing because mine was, and I know KB, you were excited when I brought this up, and that is watch Billy Wilder movies because big hole in my filmography. So I was like really trying to figure out who I should go for. And man, it was tons of fun. I saw 8 of them, right? And so, and again, this is another one of my letterbox tabs so I could keep track of it. And I saw Some Like It Hot. The ones that I liked the most were Some Like It Hot, Sunset Boulevard. Didn't realize that was him. Wow, what a great movie. The Apartment, because Tim, you raved about that, and I bought it on 4K. And there's another good thing that all of these challenges and these stuff, some of these were I bought, and I've just been waiting to watch them. So that says, hey, let's instead of trying to find one online, let's go get it and watch it. So The Apartment was fantastic, and Double Indemnity, which I recently picked up during the Criterion, which was that was such a good movie, man. It's so good. And I saw the other stuff like Fortune Cookie, Sabrina, 7 Year Itch. Speaking of Marilyn Monroe, and then there was one called 1, 2, 3, which
I just got a Kino Lorber.
That one didn't work for me. I was a little like it was almost one of those. Now listen here, see. All right, now come on now. Like it was. I'm like, oh, this feels very different than these other really good ones. So I would like put that the lowest, but it was still fun to dive into his stuff. So I think that's a win. I mean, I tried to work in one more, which is The Spirit of St. Louis, but I just didn't have the time for James Stewart. So maybe I'll work it into the next year somehow.
Nice.
Check.
The apartment
Did you-
the apartment's shockingly dark in tone, isn't it?
Yeah,
I know.
it gets dark.
Yeah.
Did you check out Irma La Douche?
Oh yeah. Thank you. I was just gonna say I was just at the tip of my tongue. Like I just realized I didn't put that on the list.
Yeah,
I love that movie, KV. I had such a good time with that. It felt a little bit like a Pretty Woman of its time.
yeah, I can
And
see that.
I was like, wow, this. I mean, but heavy. Like you got the whole suicidal tendencies, like
Just
in
like the
that thing.
apartment.
I'm like, wow. I didn't see any of that coming. But I mean, Shirley MacLaine is fantastic. Yeah, Irma, and that's one I picked up from. I think that was that Warner Archive. Tim, Irma La Douche. I think that was Irma,
I don't know.
or Kino, one of the two. But yes, thanks for
I'm
reminding me.
seeing
I
the
gotta-
cover with the different colors. I think that's a Kino.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Kino.
All right, I definitely got to add that. See, now I got to see, Mike. That's the obsession. Now I have to go to Letterboxd and put Irma on there because right as Gibby was saying that, it popped up. I'm like, forgot one. But that happens too. Like sometimes we're all watching these things, and if I don't do it while I'm watching it, because sometimes I don't want to do that, I want to honor it and go, let me finish it. Because what if I get up and something distracts me and I don't get to finish? Then it's illegally put on the list, or inadvertently put on the list. So yeah, I missed that one, but good movie. Tim, have you seen that one?
No. But you
I
kind
normally
of sold
just
me.
like open it up like this when the movie starts, and I just keep that tab open,
Yeah.
and then I'll go back to it and just say, "Hey, watch that."
Boom. I think I give 4 stars.
Nice.
All
He has a
right.
good filmography, though. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right, Tim.
Damn.
This one I failed miserably. So in 2023, I did Noirvember, and the plan was to expand that in 24. But my channel was also completely dark during November, and I didn't have the slightest ambition to do it at that point. So I did none of it. I don't think I watched. I don't think I purposely watched any noir throughout the entire month of November. So, yay for failure.
If it doesn't call to you, man, it's hard to force yourself to do it.
I know. The whole thing is you set it. I think setting the goals is the biggest step. But there were other things going on, so
Yeah.
I get you.
All right, KB.
For me, the next one was kind of like a 50-50 thing. There were 2 parts to it. Was incorporate my podcast with YouTube and expand hosts for more frequency. So when I originally thought about this, it's actually going to be a goal that I have for next year, kind of like a hint. But knowing that my co-host wasn't always available, or we couldn't coordinate, like go into a screening or whatever, we ended up only doing 9 podcasts for the year. But what I also did was I had a guest host, my friend Holiel. She came on one week. I also had 2 guests. I had one for Valentine's Day. I had an author, romance author, come on for Valentine's Day. And then I had my wife on her birthday come on as a guest as well. So the expanding part, yes, but the incorporating a podcast with YouTube, the way that happened was we started recording some of the podcasts live and streaming it, so people were there and making comments and asking questions. And we would film a segment, kind of stop, address the chat, and then start another segment. So it was like in between, we were still checking in with the chat and everything, but I didn't keep it up on the channel. So what I'm planning to do for next year, we'll talk about in more detail, but I'm thinking of a better way to incorporate it than that. So I'll say it's a success, but more to come.
Nice.
All right, nice. I think we got the Fish's last goal, so I guess it
Fish's
works
one.
for the 5th round here. So we'll let Fish go first this round.
This one did not go well at all. I did watch Nazi Hunter. Oh gosh, Red. sorry, the title escapes me. Nazi Hunter is what I remember. And then I started The Wailing a couple times, actually. I'm probably going to get some hate for this, but first time I fell asleep. And then the next time I don't think I was in the mood, so I stopped it. But I am going to give it another shot because I hear it's one of the greatest horror movies of the past couple of years. So I am going to give it another shot. I did pick up a couple foreign films from Criterion, but I just didn't have a chance to check them out. So those were 2044's goals.
Yeah, I'm not a foreign film person myself, so I would totally have failed that goal. I don't know if I watched any foreign films this year. I think maybe one or two. Godzilla -1, you know.
Technically, yeah.
Great one.
All right. So let's see. Let's
Number
look at
5.
final goal. Yeah, number 5. Let's see. Okay. I guess I did halfway on this one. So the subgenre I really wanted to tackle was more martial arts films because I haven't seen a lot of martial arts films. So I guess I got a few in. Like I saw Last Dragon, right? Barry Gordy's Last Dragon. I thought was really cool. Great soundtrack, by the way. If anybody hasn't seen that, it's kind of like Mortal Kombat in a way with a little bit of the fantasy elements at play. So that was really fun. Kickboxer, masterpiece. Oh my gosh, so darn good. It's like a Karate Kid kind of movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme. So that was fantastic. The other night, I watched Mr. Nice Guy with Jackie Chan.
Nice.
So that was pretty decent.
Did you like that? Oh, that's so
It was
good.
solid. I mean, it's no Kickboxer. It's no, Last Dragon.
I know it's better.
It's solid.
Better.
But yeah, I think after that one, I'm just like, martial art films, I'm okay with them. I think I need more like fantasy elements in them to really enjoy them. Like if you're just straight up martial arts, I don't think I can really do it. So if you put like another genre in there, like fantasy or comedy, even like I'll take comedy, like Rush Hour, get the comedy in there, then I'll for sure like it. But if it's just only martial arts, I can't do it. I'm out.
Have you seen Bulletproof Monk from like 2003?
I don't remember if I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember if I've seen it.
It mixes the fantasy in
And the comedy.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
You should have seen Kung Fu Hustle. I think
That's
it's
what I was
hilarious.
gonna say.
I have seen that and I hated it.
Oh
Wow.
boy! All right, yeah, that's not
It
your
was
job.
too silly. Like I like my comedy
Okay.
serious, like
Yeah.
it has not like too spoofy, not like
Right.
not like the SNL comedy. I need like
Yeah.
serious comedy.
Yeah.
I actually think you'd like Bulletproof Monk. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that sarcastically. I think you would.
No, I think he would too.
Okay, it's on
Give
my
it a
radar now. But yeah, I'm like, I wanted to watch like the Raid and stuff, but it didn't happen.
Oh, so good. Thing is so
Yeah.
good.
All right, Huck, how about you?
All right. So before I dive on my 52, I realized I may have done a snafu and combined my my list from 2 years ago with the letterbox thing, because the one thing I did at the very end of the year, this was a goal, which is I wanted to do my 100 favorite movies of all time. And I forgot to tell you guys that because I think that was a very daunting thing. And I put that off and put it off and put it off. And then I just, I said, I want to get that goal in. And I finally made that video and I put it up for like a Christmas, like for Christmas. So people can, I'm like, I did it. I did it right at the end. So as I look at these notes, I think that was actually my 5th one, not the letterbox, because that was the year before. So I just wanted to be known. I got that one too. So either way, whatever the goal was, I got it. So hopefully y'all check that out, because and it did it in a very quick way because it's 100 movies, but I did it just so you just show up an image or two of each one. So it's over in 12 minutes, because some people do those and it's like 58 minutes. It's an hour. And I'm like, I'm not going to talk about them or anything. It's just music, 10, boom, all the way to 1. So hopefully that's pleasing to watch. All right, but my big number one, and like Mika and everybody else that's doing this with us, is that 52-week movie challenge. And I just want to say, it was the most pleasurable thing to have done. And yes, KB, 100%.
Wow.
I hit every single week.
That is awesome.
And what was wonderful about doing it is I just found the right day. So what it is Sunday morning when I wake up, my wife and I wake up early, Brooke's still sleeping. I'm like, let's put a movie on.
Yeah.
And she's like, great, and sometimes she works out in the morning or whatever. So that was a great day to do a lot of those. But if we missed it, I would try to find another day to squeeze it in if I missed the Sunday. And there was a time, KB, there was a week where I missed one and then I had to double up and hit 2 in 1 week. So I didn't get lost because I knew exactly what happened to you. If I got lost, I couldn't catch up.
I didn't even think about doubling up. I just accepted defeat after a while, but that's a good idea. That's a good idea to double up. I want to try it again. Maybe not as a movie goal, but just like something fun to do. 'Cause
Oh,
I think it's
yeah.
great, especially the way you did it, where you use it as opportunities to find new titles, except for the challenge weeks where it's like one of your favorites or
What's your
whatever.
favorite movie? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is it. This is what I want to show off here. So this is like what I had up on my wall.
That's
And
what
it
I
was
need.
taped on my wall next to my bed. So each week,
Let's
what I
see it
love about, because I know,
Do it again.
I did it like that.
Nice.
And then so when the week was there, so it'd be like best picture winner. So I would put a couple of, and I know what, here's what I think happens with some of these 52-week things is if you predetermine your movie right now, like if you pick your 52 and just put it up there and go, those are my 52, and you're not in that mood, I think
Mhm.
that's like Tim with your noir. That gets in your way, and you're like, I'm just not feeling an animated movie about dogs. I'm just not ready because it's what I gotta watch. So leaving the genre as the thing you've got to prep for made it extremely easy, and then picking the movie the day of, out of 2 or 3 or 4, made that extremely easy because, like. So this is what I want to say. These are just like 10 highlights that I hit, which was best picture winner, No Country for Old Men. Never saw it. Man, I loved it. Mike, I know you're a different thing on that, but
No Country for Old Men's fine.
You
It's
like
better
that
than
one?
Blood Simple.
The early actor movie, Tim, that was The Roman Holiday. And then that baked me right into just checking out all of her movies. It was like a win for that. Based on a TV series, I watched Equalizer for the first time with Denzel, and I'm like, oh my God, this was
much fun.
so good.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. This is what I loved about doing this. Talk about way old school. Week 21 was best cinematography winner. I went absolutely all the way back to the very first winner, and it was a silent movie called Sunrise. So a friend of mine had it because he's a cinematographer. He loaned it to me. I'm like, he goes, this was the very first one. I'm like, okay, I've got to get myself in the mood for that because it's old, it's silent, and it was great. You know what I mean? It was great. I'm not a big silent movie guy either, but man, when it kicks, it kicks.
Yeah.
Fried Green Tomatoes on my Women of Empowerment Day. Love that movie. The one about a musician. I saw Whiplash.
That's a
Freaking
good one.
loved Whiplash.
So good.
And then my last two to let you know. So one was just a play, a movie that was based on a play. I saw Noises Off, and it had Michael Caine, Christopher Reeve, Cal Burnett, and I mean John Ritter, who's an absolute comedy genius. I gave that 5 stars. I was laughing so hard on that. And then the very last one is a movie made in the 60s, the decade you were born. I finally put in Heat of the Night. In the Heat of the Night with Sidney Poitier.
Nice.
Never seen it, and oh
Great
man,
movie.
what a way to end my year!
Great
KB, what a
movie.
way! I was like, and I finally have context with they call me Mr.
Mr.
Tibbs,
Tibbs.
and to finally have context of what
Yep.
that meant and where that. I was like, yeah. So now because I got that Kino one, I've got the 2 movies as a bonus feature. So I got the 2 sequels that now
Yeah.
I can't wait to see where that character goes. So that is what I absolutely loved about that challenge.
For me,
100%.
some of the highlights, week 31 film festival winner, I finally in completion watched Come and See. And if you know about that movie, it's rough. But it's probably one of the few movies I gave a perfect 5 stars to. And for book adaptation, I wanted to find something original that I'd never seen before. And my friend said, have you seen The Collector? I was like, no. And it's a movie from 1965, and it's about this guy who's an etymologist with the butterflies and the bugs and all that. And he decides to collect a woman.
Oh, didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so then that has a remake, right?
Yes.
Like the recent The
Yes.
Collector? Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I thought you were
They
talking
made
about
it more
the
like
new
a horror
one.
movie now.
Mhm.
But yeah, same premise from what I hear.
Wow.
But that was probably the best watch of my incomplete watches that I did.
Nice.
My 20 of 52 or 2026. Yeah.
See, I would be terrible at that challenge stuff because, like, I don't even do stuff like in the mood. I'm like, whatever comes in from Amazon gets watched. So I feel like it would slow me down trying to pick it for a challenge. I'm like, I just watch what shows up. That's it. I don't care about it. You know, I'm just
Or you
like,
could make them coincide. You never know.
Yeah, make
It-
what's coming in as part of your list. But my challenge too is every one of these needed to be something new I've never seen unless it
That's a
was
challenge.
what's your favorite. And I mean, I gave myself the gamut of silent films all the way until now, and nothing was off the list of what I wanted
Wow.
to experience.
So did you have like one movie and then one or two alternatives, or did you just have
Exactly.
a
Like
title and
one is like
alternative?
pick a movie in the college. So I had this, and this, and I picked The Faculty. I think Faculty is probably technically high school, but I'm like, I want to see this though, and I haven't
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
it. So I think that's the only one that's slightly
You were going to
actually
college.
no. College was back to school. I did that was
Rodney Dangerfield.
So I saw that, and then Faculty was for some other.
Yeah,
So I made it work.
I like
But yeah,
that.
back to school was great. I had a great time with that.
Nice.
yeah,
About
you know what
Tim?
I want to do now though?
What?
I want to see if I complete that 52-week challenge without even trying. Like at the end of the year, just with all the movies I watch, go back and be like, did I do this one? Did I do that?
Is
And
it
I
the same
wonder
list
how
every
close-
year, or do they change it up?
What's that?
Is it the same challenge list every year, or do they switch it up?
No. I think Meek and I just found this one, and you can just make up your own challenge. Like, so for the next year, I'm not going to do the same one because then it'll be a little too predictable. I want to
Yeah.
get new. So instead of best cinematography, let's find out that was best editing, and maybe that
Send
was
it to me
Blowout
when
or
you
something like
find
that.
one that works for you, because I want to try it again. It is a fun way to just switch up. You know, you find yourself in a rut or watching the same genre over and over, or
Exactly.
my wife and I started doing like the Wheel of Names. You know, just like hit the
Mhm.
button, spin it, let
Mhm.
fate decide what movie we're watching tonight, and we love it. She even said the other day, because on my New Year's Eve live stream, somebody asked about it, and she said, "Yeah, let's bring it back. Let's do more often." She's like, "I'll even come on camera." I was like, "What?"
Hey. Nice.
You never know. I'd like to do it again, or try to do it again. So
Okay, yeah.
let me know
I'll
when you
share
find
the
the
list.
list.
Yeah, I'll chat with you.
Alrighty.
All right, Tim.
Next one, last one, I succeeded. It was watch more 70s movies because the intention was for the top 25 70s stream,
Yeah.
which I don't think I'm ever doing those again. But yeah, anyways, I have movies written down that were some of those types of ones I wanted to watch. I watched all of those, and I
Nice.
watched a decent chunk of others. Like I saw Phantasm for the first time, saw Marathon Man, which was freaking awesome. Mean Streets, which was adequate. The original Taking a Pelham.
Oh, I love
great.
that movie. I think it's better than the remake, and usually I like remakes more.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. Enter the Dragon, damn good. So like,
There you go.
Oh, I saw that too. Yes.
I
watched it
watched.
too.
I did pretty good on 70s overall.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
Tim, have you seen The Conversation?
Yes. Oh my god. I was hyping that one up like as soon as I got the that Steelbook box set that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have that same set, but it was a import one where it's like a digibook in style.
Oh,
It's
yeah. Mhm.
same everything. That movie is so freaking good. Like excellent. And that's the soundtrack. Amazing. I put that soundtrack on for like weeks afterward. Just keep playing it. Like the theme is so good.
Yeah, I can't justify that 4K set. I can't justify
No.
that $80, but that one that you're talking
$80?
about that you got, it's even better. Yeah, it's like a big box set and has the soundtrack that he's talking
Mike.
about in it, and some other
Wait,
goodies.
isn't that the Lionsgate one? Isn't there like a Lionsgate one coming out or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
$80. Are you crazy?
That's what it
$80?
is.
Hey, not for nothing, those Tarantino steelbooks are like 40 each. So if you
Oh,
say I'm going to get Kill Bill 1, 2, and Jackie Brown, you're looking at $120 before you look at shipping and tax.
Yeah.
Don't do it, people. Audience, please don't do this.
No.
We need to
Wait for
lower
the slip.
prices here. Don't buy these.
The whole thing is they know that the collecting is going to us. If you're a movie collector, that's the buying audience now. It's not like people, oh, I need to get milk. Oh, look at this movie and buying it from Walmart kind of thing. Those days are come and gone. So they know the people that are still buying religiously are the collectors. So they're trying to make collector's edition for things that don't need a collector's edition. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Everyone going crazy about last year's Super Mario Brothers from Umbrella. That's a crappy movie, and it doesn't deserve that kind of love.
Thank you, KB. I didn't get that at
I'll
all.
say
I'm
it.
like,
Nobody else will say it. I'll say it. That movie does not deserve that kind of love. There's better
No.
movies that deserve that kind of packaging and love. So
it's a great box for a bad movie.
yeah, it is.
Like,
I
like
actually
I
like
did.
that movie, but I still wouldn't pay that price.
Yeah.
I'll
No,
pay.
The Conversation is a great
25
movie. I
bucks
just can't justify $80.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear it's good because I don't know what the deal is, but I'm on a huge. I love Gene Hackman. I just anything he's in, he's just so watchable.
Yeah.
And so I grabbed one off eBay, like it's just a nice Blu-ray, like a really sweet, the special edition or whatever. Because that's all I need. I just want to experience the movie. I don't need all the swag. I just want to watch the movie. Half these movies I did on my challenge, some of them were just DVDs. Like Purple Rose of Cairo, from the dollar store. I got the DVD of Purple Rose of Cairo, and that was one of my things. Because I'm not a Woody Allen fan, and it was fine. It was fine. It doesn't deter. If the movie's good, I'm gonna like it, whether it's DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K.
So a couple of things on conversation. If you don't want the $80 though, I think Orbit or the set I bought was only like $60 on sale. They didn't sell out of it,
Mike. Yeah,
it's more than just a movie though. Like it actually has the tape of the soundtrack. Super nice book. Like it's a really nice set. But anyways, double up watching that movie with Enemy of the State, the Will Smith movie.
Okay. Yeah,
because it is, while Enemy of the State is not a true sequel, it's like a spiritual sequel. And Gene Hackman's character is so similar. Like they made it as much of a sequel as they like legally could.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
I was thinking it goes well also with Blowout.
Yes, very similar to Blowout. Very. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, KB.
For my last one, this shelf over here is my 4K shelf, and it is now full to the brim that I'm collecting them on my desk now. So I said reduce my unwatched 4Ks by 33 to 50%. I'm pushing on 500 titles, and I did 108. Not to say they're all, I would say like half of them are unopened because I might buy something that I already seen and I may not watch it immediately, and I'll watch it next week, and next week never comes. So I watched 108 cracking open 4Ks for the year.
Oh, excellent.
So
Nice.
out of 500, I would say now it's down to like 30 to 40% are unopened, whereas before it was close to 50.
That's a big deal. It really
It's something
is.
about sales. You get me a good
Oh,
sale.
yeah.
Mike is there every Sunday talking about sales and whatnot. You give me a good sale, I'll pick it up just because I know I want to see this movie again. And I probably will get more into blind buys again, but right now it's kind of like there's so many movies that I've seen and I want to rewatch over and over again. So I want it in my collection.
Hell yeah.
Dig it.
All right. So I think we did pretty good on our goals this year overall.
I think so.
Yeah.
Round of applause for everybody. We did pretty darn good.
Bravo, everybody. Bravo.
Yeah. All right. So we'll get into our goals for next year. And I guess let's start with Fish. Let's see what Fish
Didn't
is
do
doing.
so hot. So 2025 is a new year.
Yes.
New year, new goals. So first off, I'm going to stick with Hitchcock. I'm going to dive more into Hitchcock's filmography. I'm going to stick with that one. That's one I'm going to carry over into the new year. So with that, I'll still be able to hit, some of the great older actors at the time. So really, really looking forward to that. And I'm going to follow in Huck and Mika's footsteps and do this 52-week challenge. So hopefully this will hold me to account a little more. So actually have a list and I'll actually be going week by week. So I'm looking forward to that. So, Huck, Mika, if you want to hook me up with your little challenge that you got, I'd love it. Third, I'd like to be, this is not so much movie oriented, but it's me movie oriented on the channel. I want to be more consistent on the channel. I haven't done videos since the Criterion Hall of the summer. So I've been really slacking. I want to thank everybody that stays subscribed to me. I've been hovering right around 600. So thank you very much for sticking with me. I plan on being more consistent this next year on my channel. I have a series called Have You Heard Of that I want to dive more into and bring up more stuff that I don't hear people talk about a whole lot. That's the whole point of that series, is Have You Heard Of This? So I do have a few episodes on my channel. Please check them out. Also, upgrading my DVD collection. I have a lot of DVDs that still need to be upgraded, so I want to focus on that a little more, because there are a lot of movies that have come out recently that have gotten upgrades straight from VHS sometimes, or just DVD straight to 4K, but there are some Blu-rays that have come out, so I do want to upgrade my DVD collection. And lastly, so when Bob was doing his battles with slipcovers and steelbooks and all that stuff, I would hit up vintage stock and thrift stores and pawn shops and all this stuff and just buy random movies that I didn't think anybody else would have. Some of them look good, and some of them I just bought for, just for battle's sake. But I do want to dive into those movies that I bought just for those reasons, the battle reasons. I do want to watch them. I really want to check them out. I think I picked up a lot of good movies, but I just haven't watched them. So, watching the movies that I picked up, or that I have picked up over this past year or so, I want to be more consistent with watching movies that I've actually bought. So, those are my goals for 2025. Thank you very much for letting me do this video for you guys. I hope you have a wonderful live stream, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye,
Thank you,
Fish.
Fish. Bye.
Love fish.
Nice. Those are good.
I know everybody's jumping on the challenge. 52.
I love it. I love it. I'm gonna get
It's
that
fun.
list ready,
It's
man. I know
fun.
Mika's the one probably gonna go again. KB, let's go.
Awesome. All right. So goals here, 2025. Let me bring up my list here. All right. Yeah. So I'm just going to run down all of these because I know we're getting shorter on time. So I'm going to give you these 5 goals. So first one, I always like to make it kind of channel centric. So I do really want to grow the channel this year. I want to get at least 4,000 subs. So I'm going to push really hard to do that. That's about 100 subs a month for me. So I think if I can keep being consistent as always, keep delivering value to the audience, I think I will get there. So hopefully that happens. And really also kind of comboing with that, memberships, really promoting memberships again, but really talking about the value of memberships, because I'm like, I have memberships, but I don't know if people know the value of them. But basically, if you want more control over the channel, you want more access to me, you got to look at those memberships. Like, people will reach out to me, hey, can you do this kind of video or this kind of live stream, or can I be a part of this live stream, And I'm like, are you a member? Let's see. Let's check that box first. And if you're a member, you definitely get those kind of perks. So a lot of perks with being a member. And once again, some of those lower tier memberships are like under $5. So it's like, hey, it's less than a cup of coffee, that's a pretty good deal. Less than a cup of coffee. Is this channel as important as a cup of coffee? That's what I like to say, But there you go. That's right, Huck? Right.
I mean, I hate coffee, but I love your channel. I'm just...
See, exactly. And like I said, I got 4K
tea.
giveaway, Blu-rays, digital codes. Like, I'm trying to give a lot of stuff away, but we got to see those memberships there. So that's the first goal. Second goal here, I do want to rewatch more movies I already own, because I love rewatching films. That's why I collect these movies. I want to rewatch them several times. So I've seen everything in my collection. That's easy for me to do. I get it in the mail, I watch it, it goes on the shelf. But I want to go back and give these, a couple watches or a few watches. So I think I'm going to try to do Throwback Tuesdays. So every Tuesday is going to be something I've already watched Gonna rewatch it again. And that's awesome because then I can pick something I am in the mood for. Like I said, I don't do in the mood watching. So I think Tuesday will be like, oh, what I am in the mood for. So that's going to be fun. All right. Number 3. Okay, like I said, I didn't see enough movies in the theater. That 95 Regal number really bothered me. I want 100. I have to hit the 100 this year. So I'm really going to try for the 100. I already saw one movie yesterday. So we got one into the new year. So that's pretty good. We're going.
Nice.
And then next one, I do want to bring back the Best Picture winner one. Besides the silent films, all the other Best Picture winners I want to see. Like I said, I wrote it down, 27 left. So 27 left. So that's not bad. I can do that.
One every other week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then my last one here is going to be more classic movies. I think Tim will like this one. That's why I had the Audrey Hepburn set right here. So I want to focus on 3 actors: Audrey Hepburn, Cary Grant, Jimmy Stewart. Those are my favorite classic actors. So I've seen a handful of films from each of them, but now I want to like really get into like seeing at least half their filmographies, because I'm like, oh my gosh, Audrey Hepburn, really good. I'm like, Breakfast at Tiffany's. I finally watched it. Yeah. I'm like, there wasn't a whole lot of breakfast ad on it. You know, I thought this was going to be way different. No, seriously,
where's the breakfast?
I didn't know it was a romantic comedy. That's why I've avoided it all these years. I thought it was like a family drama. They're going to be having issues at the breakfast table, but it's not that at all. I'm like, oh, this is a romantic comedy. So I guess that's what she's known for. And I like romantic comedies. So, and then I watched Funny Face. I'm like, oh, that was really good. So very excited to be on the classic train.
So when you dive into Audrey, have you seen Always?
No.
Aww.
Wait, Always sounds familiar.
It's her final film.
I feel like Mike.
Is that the one I hated?
Yeah, the Spielberg movie with the firefighters.
Spielberg directed it. Yeah, I hate that movie.
Oh, that's great. Great.
You stay killing Tim. Tim is like,
I forgot she was in that one. Oh man.
Yeah, Tim and I both love that movie. It's
man, that movie put me to sleep like twice or 3 times. Maybe I couldn't do it.
It's got my girl, Holly Hunter in
it. Always is like the Spielberg movie no one talks about, and it's freaking great.
It's true.
Totally agree.
But yeah.
Hey, somebody should be writing these down. That way we have them for the end of the year next year.
Yep.
I wrote mine
in my notes.
Yeah,
I got
mine, but I'm saying like collecting everybody else's.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do. I'll look at the transcript when we're done.
I'll
put it together.
Yeah, and hopefully we can do some check-ins this year. I definitely want to do some check-ins, so just got to remember that. Check-ins, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
April, and then what? April, May, and then July?
Something like that.
Yeah.
All right, Huck.
All right, so we're just going to plow through these. So number 5, it's a very simple one because I don't use this much on YouTube, and that is I want to post to my community tab more, because at the end of the year, just for fun, I put up 4 polls, right? Because people love polls, man. Polls, lists, all that good stuff of just Christmas stuff, and people engaged in that. I'm like, okay, I want to do that, whatever that means, whether it's like telling people I'm about to put up my 100 videos or favorite movies of all time, or whatever it is, or all these other things I have planned, or maybe incorporate the 52-week movie challenge into those things. I'm down. Even if it's just one community post thing a week, that would give me 52. That would be a win.
Use it to promote the morning mug.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, because I'm always just going over to Instagram, but I don't. Yeah, I don't promote with it. Thank you. I'll do that. Number 4. Okay, so I'm coming up to my 5-year anniversary mid-January, coming right up in a couple of weeks. I'm not going to get this out probably on that date, but as a 5-year celebration, there's a franchise, and they don't want to tag it yet because they want to keep it, close to the vest. But it's a big franchise, and I want to do a very special stream. This is a franchise I really, really love, and I want to get some special people who love this franchise to be on it with me. So it's as vague as I'm going to keep it right now. Number 3, I want to finally do, was something I was going to do about my movie friends coming on. And so I'm just going to be very specific. Instead of being vague, I want to do that Steel Frontier making of and get all of the people that have been talking to me. I'm gonna dial that in, and it's going to be that. And so I'm gonna keep reaching out to them. Maybe around my birthday month, April. That's kind of what I'm hoping to have that ready. Be a nice birthday present for me to share. So
Nice.
that I'm
very
holding myself. Huh?
excited to see that, Huck, because actually the other night, my whole family, that's here, watched Steel Frontier. So.
Get out of here! Nice, Marissa. So, my God,
Yep.
chicken boy.
Mhm. And actually, Huck, I will say you are the best part of the movie, like
Well,
hands down, like the
thank
most
you.
unique character of the movie. So that was really
you.
fun.
I actually got a lot of good reviews on that, which is so weird. But thank you for that. So that's why I want to do it. This movie was the only one ever made, and it means a lot. So it'll end that circle of life by doing that. And number 2, dude, I had so much fun with the Billy Wilder thing. Just what, and Tim, I think I found more joy finding these older films just lighting up my movie mind. So I'm gonna, and I have not picked it. Maybe you guys can sway me and talk to me, but people I'm considering for their filmography is a few other directors, but some actors. So John Ford, John Huston, Frank Capra, Cary Grant, or Marilyn Monroe. Those are the 5 I feel like I want to pick from.
The Capra.
So Frank Capra and buy the box set.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I thought of you.
thing.
I saw the box set and I'm like, Capra. But
Mhm.
what I didn't realize is Capra did. So I know It's a Wonderful Life, but what's the Oh man, my wife and I just talked about that. Capra did a certain movie. I'm like, oh, he directed that.
Did you see You Can't Take It With You? That's my favorite from him.
That's a great movie.
But yeah, so
Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
that might be.
Oh,
it,
that
yeah.
one's great.
Mr.
That might be
Smith.
it.
Yeah.
So he kind of made that little, like, sort of. I'm leaning towards Capra, which I knew
The
you would love.
box set
Nice.
is wonderful too.
Yeah,
I should have asked for that for Christmas. That's
I got to
amazing.
start working again to get that. So, which is nice
Whoa.
because I do have a job, and so it's great. Which will probably last about 2 months. So, and finally, it would just brought me the most joy, and we are bringing back that 52-week challenge again. Nailed it 100%. I got to do it again. It introduced me to so many great movies. Having, it was just so perfect. All I had to do was know what genre was coming. And by not being forced to be like, I have to watch this movie, it just gave me the ability to choose on the day of. And that's how I'm going to pursue it. I think Mika had hers pre-planned. So I am curious how she succeeded with doing it that way, which is fine. Everybody can do it that way. But for me, I want to leave it a little loose. So when I get to that day, I can pick something out of my collection, maybe something streaming, and just have a great time. So that's going to be my goal right
I
there.
like that.
And Cinema Man says Still Frontier full movie is uploaded on YouTube. That's
If you want to see better quality, though, it's also on Amazon
on
Prime.
Prime. That's where I watched.
Prime
Yeah.
looks way better than YouTube. Looks fuzzy.
All right, Tim.
Oh, and by the way, with the Steel Frontier thing, I'm going to do a watch along maybe a week before, and then when it's over, someone's going to win a signed copy of the DVD.
Nice.
That's how we're going to end it.
Nice.
Got them right there.
All right, Tim.
So, first one is to actually buy less movies, be more selective.
I like that.
Yeah, it's. I already, over the past couple of months, have kind of ramped it down quite a bit because the movies
too.
just keep skyrocketing. A lot of this stuff I could either wait on or just I don't really need it. So
Yeah.
I've already ramped it down, and I'll keep that going. These movies are getting too outrageous.
This is the most expensive thing I bought in the last 3 months.
I bought that same set. It's North by Northwest. I'm a sucker for those premium steelbook sets.
Mhm.
So I think like part of
Especially
what
Warner
the
Brothers.
cutting down is getting less of like the studio movies that just plummet in price.
Yep. Like I was when I heard that Wicked is the pre-orders are sold out for the gift set and the steelbook, which I want. I'm like, oh man, whatever. I'm not gonna buy the slip on day one. What's the sense? In a month, in 6 weeks, it's gonna be half that price. Just wait. And it's a loss leader. A movie that big is a loss leader, which means they buy enough copies to sell, expecting to lose money on it, but in turn will make a profit. But I could wait for that. I just seen it. Maybe I'll wait, and when the second part is coming out, I'll pick it up. But there's no rush. There's no
Yeah.
rush for studio releases. Boutiques, limited steelbooks if you want that one. Yeah, everything else could wait.
I've even turned down quite a bit of steelbooks over the past few months because I mean, steelbook prices are insane. They're absolutely insane. Like I haven't been blind buying a movie on steelbook really anymore. Like it's a movie I know I like,
Yeah.
and I'm buying like the premium box set.
When you stepped away before, I was telling Mike that Kill Bill 1, 2, and Jackie Brown, those steelbooks, you have to get it from Lionsgate, and those steelbooks are $120 before shipping and tax. And I had the purchase now like right below my mouse, and then I'm like, but the slips are going to come, and the next day they announced a slip version. So now it's going to be what, 45 on sale versus 145.
Yeah, it's
Not worth it.
It's this hobby is becoming incredibly expensive, and I have other hobbies as well. So like if all I
Also
bought was
expensive.
movies, I'm like I have too much other stuff as well. So kind of going with that stuff as well, there is clear out some of the stuff I honestly might never watch in the collection, or stuff that I have watched that I didn't like. I don't sell like ever. I hate the process of selling. So like I've watched some crappy blind buys and then stuck them back on the shelf because what else am I going to do with them?
Yeah.
So, next one, it's continue on and do the whole collective filmography. So I'm just going to carry that one over. Work our way through a rewatch of the show Psych, and do a complete watch through of Supernatural, because we are doing a Psych convention in April.
Nice.
Like
Oh,
that.
how fun. Tim, I'm
Psych
jealous. Love
April's so excited. And then we want to do a Supernatural convention that's later on in the year. So basically, I want to watch through both those shows before the conventions. And then kind of on the convention part of it, I want to get more physical media signed at cons. I love going to cons and getting a movie signed. Like, let me show you real quick, just because I freaking love this so much. But being a huge SNL fan and a Lonely Island fan, like that's one of my favorite signed items. I got that signed by Chris Parnell, who's not in the movie at all, but it's from Chronicles or Chronicles of Narnia,
what?
the song, Lazy Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought that was amazing.
Brilliant. That's brilliant.
So yeah, I want to get more movies signed at cons. I love going to cons. That's another big part of where my money goes too. Cons aren't cheap.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Are you going to get the site team to sign your box, the Blu-ray box set?
No.
Or something else?
I could show you what we actually already have something started. So we met a chunk of them already, but we got that started so far.
Wow.
And what's crazy is we're not doing just the main cast. We're doing guest stars. So like, there's Ernie Hudson.
Yeah, George Takei.
Yeah, I got George. Yeah. Yep.
Dude, that's great. That's great, Tim.
Barry Bostwick. So yeah, we're gonna keep that going for the site cast.
That's rad.
I'm just waiting to see who's going to show up to Panic Fest this year and get some more signatures myself. I like doing it that way because it's so informal. I don't mind waiting on the line for 20 minutes, 2 to 3 hours. I don't think I can.
You know what's shocking? I'm going to say a lot of the cons, I don't wait near that. It depends on the person. Like I did wait a chunk for George, but a lot of other people, like I walked up to Chris Parnell. I was a zero minute wait. Just walked up and got him. And that happens often. I didn't wait that long for Ernie Hudson. So I often don't wait that long.
Cool.
All right, KB.
All right. As I said, I want to try the movie challenge again. I definitely want to meet more of you people out there again. But my 5 goals, the first one I'm calling 300, 100, 52, which is watch 300 movies in 2025. I got close. I got to
Wow.
295, and then I was like, I could watch 5 movies in a day. But then I went to my in-laws for New Year's Eve, so that squashed that plans. I'm still trying to get to what I call Mr. Tony status, which is 365, average a movie a day. Another year. Let's get to 300 first. So watch 300 movies in a year, including 100 first-time watches, 52 in the cinema. So I could average a movie a week at the cinema. Mike, you're my inspiration. Number 2, my friend Nathan Jones has been doing this thing called the Film Journey, where he just basically weekly puts out a video, and he's talking about, like, this is what I picked up, this is what I watched. So basically it's a hauls and watch kind of thing. And I told him that he inspired me to start it. So I'm going to try to do at least 8 weeks. That I'm starting small for that goal. At least 8 weeks of my own film journey, week to week. Number 3, I have, and I kind of mentioned this before, I have this nasty habit of picking something up and just having it sit there, especially unwatched titles. So number 3 is watch new purchases within the first 2 weeks for at least 50 titles.
Good
I'm trying
goal.
to make each one measurable goals here. The M in SMART. Number 4, which has to do with this, I'm starting a new series on the channel called Unwrapped. If you guys remember that Food Network thing with Mark Summers, I'm starting my own version of Unwrapped, the movie edition. So watch unopened or unwatched physical media for a quarter. So any of the stuff that has cellophane still on it, gonna crack it open and then make some kind of content. Long form, short form, TikTok, if it don't get banned, I don't know. That's yet to be determined, but at least unwrap it, because it's not just the new stuff that people want to see and hear reviews for. Sometimes they don't hear about, Denzel in Out of Time.
That's a good one.
I just got this. I never owned it before, not even on like VHS or DVD. So crack that open, watch it, give a review. And then finally, was talking about the podcast before, trying to incorporate it into my existing one, which is it's a movie review podcast. But I'm going to start a whole separate weekly podcast for the conversation. I have over 2.5 years of conversations. So if I can't do a new conversation and put it up, I got 2.5 years worth of backhaul to use. So my goal is about twice of what I did on my podcast this year. So I'm going to do at least 15 episodes. So 15 to 20 is the place where I want to be by the end of the year. So we'll see. It's just a matter of editing, audio only, filler, filter out all the ums and ahs and the chat room questions and put it up. That's it.
Sounds like a lot of work.
It's good.
I
Yeah.
know, right?
I did it quick because I have tricks to make it shorter. And Huck knows some of them. Premiere
I
Pro is
sure
my
do. Yeah.
friend.
I will tell you the ums and ahs. I did a podcast with a friend of mine. We just did 10 episodes, but I was trained to not and ah a lot. Like that's like the actor thing. They try to get that out of you, and you kind of start to get aware you're about to say an I still do it once in a while, but
You just did it before.
Whereas my friend was very well. So my favorite. I'm like, oh my god, and so I took all of those out, and it took hours.
Yeah.
Hours.
Oh, you could just filter on what do they call it? Filler words.
I
Just
didn't have that back then.
yeah. Well, you do now.
Yeah.
And just like say delete all, and it
That's
just
great.
wipes them
Oh
out.
my god, that's great.
It's beautiful. Audition
it,
or
man.
Premiere Pro, both of them do it.
Awesome. Well,
And
we'll
Mike-
get some good goals.
I think so.
Excellent. Well, I think that wraps it up for tonight. And hopefully, once again, we'll do some check-ins throughout the year, see how we're doing on those goals. And then, of course, we'll do a wrap up at the end as well. So, yeah, good luck with everybody's new year out there. Have a great one, everybody. And good luck on all your goals. Have a good night, everyone.
Happy New Year,
Watch the
everybody.
movie.
Oh, wait, I totally forgot. Do you guys want to promote anything before I end this?
I'm good.
You guys good?
Just watched my 100 movies, favorite of all time. Yay.
I'm going to watch that once we're done here. Whatever you
Thank you.
post or whatever you put of hashtag I love movies. Let's get back to that this year. Not
That's
about
great.
packaging, not about physical media. I love movies.
Let's
Hashtag
go.
I love movies.
Listen to
And
that,
smash
guys.
that like, that subscribe, that notification bell, and consider memberships. All right, have a good night.